We all like to think we're free, sovereign beings, the masters of our own thoughts, our own choices, our own lives. But what if that's only an illusion? What if most of what we call free will is simply pre-programmed behavior, the subconscious replaying a script written long before we were even aware of it? Science tells us that about 95% of our thoughts and actions are controlled by the subconscious mind. That means almost everything you think, feel, and do is an echo of past conditioning, patterns shaped in childhood, refined through repetition, and manipulated every day by forces you can't even see. Now ask yourself, who's writing that program today? When you drive past a McDonald's and suddenly crave fries, that's not hunger, that's conditioning. The smell pumped into the air outside isn't accidental. The vents are strategically designed to project the aroma outward, bypassing logic and triggering memory-based emotion. It tells your subconscious, you want this. Corporate design, colors, architecture, even the placement of aisles and product packaging, none of it is random. It's all a calculated manipulation of your subconscious responses. You're not walking through a store, you're walking through a psychological map designed to make you act, feel, and buy a certain way. And if that sounds extreme, consider this. Most people never realize it's happening because the programming feels like free will. You think you're choosing, but you're reacting. Every color, every sound, every scent, every image around you is a signal, one designed to elicit a predictable response. The world is not what it seems. It's a carefully crafted environment designed to keep you docile, distracted, and predictable. The question is, are you awake enough to see it? Let's talk about psychological priming, the silent mechanism behind modern manipulation. You've been primed your entire life, from commercials to classrooms, from pop culture to politics. Everything is structured to plant seeds in your subconscious that later bloom as your own decisions. Back in the early 2000s, beer companies spent millions studying consumer behavior. A man watches enough Miller Lite commercials during a basketball season, and months later he orders one at the bar without thinking. That's not preference, that's programming. It's not just beer, it's everything. Pharmaceuticals, entertainment, political movements, even self-improvement industries. The most effective manipulation doesn't convince you to act right now. It primes you so that when the right trigger hits later, you act automatically. This is the essence of psychological warfare, conditioning over control. Influencers, advertisers, and corporations use this daily. They study the brain's emotional reward systems, map out pain and pleasure pathways, and then build entire marketing campaigns around those triggers. If you've ever watched a free webinar that subtly guided you into guilt or shame for not investing in yourself, you've experienced high-level psychological priming. It's manipulation disguised as motivation, and they know exactly what they're doing. Even your environment is built to prime you. Walk into a casino, no windows, no clocks, disorienting lights. It's a designed time distortion chamber. Walk into a shopping mall. Warm lights, familiar music, soft scents of coffee or perfume. It's not comfort, it's control. Everything is meant to bypass your rational mind and feed impulses. But the colors are what fascinate me most. Red creates urgency. That's why every sales sign is red. Blue builds trust. That's why corporations and banks love it. Yellow sparks energy, but also anxiety. Perfect for fast food logos. Green soothes and connects to nature, ideal for wellness brands. Colors are not decoration, they're psychological triggers. And once you start noticing this, you'll realize that every ad, every building, every brand, and every screen is a portal into your subconscious. The deeper question is, what happens when this same strategy is used not just to sell products, but to shape beliefs, ideologies, and identity itself? If sight and color can influence the subconscious, sound can penetrate even deeper. Every vibration affects the human body because you are made of vibration. The frequency of sound determines not only how you feel emotionally, but how your brain waves synchronize. Before the 20th century, music across cultures was tuned to 432 Hz, a frequency aligned with natural harmonics found in nature. It's mathematically consistent with the Earth's own resonant frequency, known as the Schumann resonance. 432 Hz is grounding. It harmonizes with creation. It produces stillness, clarity, peace. But something changed. In 1939, under the influence of elite-funded scientific organizations, the global tuning standard shifted to 440 Hz. This higher pitch is more tense, more agitating, more chaotic. The Rockefeller Foundation funded research that led to this adoption worldwide. Why does that matter? Because the shift subtly rewired emotional response patterns in the population. Music, once a healing force, became an agitation tool. Modern mainstream music is now engineered to keep you stimulated but unfulfilled, addicted to the next dopamine hit, unable to rest in silence. Lyrically, it glorifies chaos, lust, violence, and ego. Sonically, it keeps the nervous system overactivated. The rhythm of peace was replaced with the rhythm of restlessness, and that wasn't coincidence, it was strategy. Because a restless population is a controllable population. When your frequency is hijacked, your emotions are predictable. When your emotions are predictable, your behavior is programmable. Music became a weapon. It used to be art that awakened the soul. Now it's propaganda that pacifies it. Contrast classical music and modern pop. Classical tunes regulate heart rate, improve focus, and even reduce pain perception. Modern pop amplifies cortisol, shortens attention span, and desensitizes emotion. We've replaced harmony with chaos, and we call it culture. The same pattern plays out everywhere. In architecture, media, even in the way cities are designed. Casinos and malls strip away natural cues like sunlight and time to keep you consuming. Government buildings are modeled after ancient temples, filled with occult geometry and Masonic symbolism that communicates power and subservience. Symbols speak directly to the subconscious. They bypass logic and imprint meaning into the psyche. That's why sacred geometry has been used for thousands of years, not just to honor God, but to communicate with the unseen forces that govern the mind and the cosmos. And yes, the Bible knew this long before modern psychology caught up. God gave exact dimensions for everything from the Ark of the Covenant to Solomon's temple. These were not random measurements, they were frequencies expressed as form. The enemy understands this. They use the same sacred geometry, inverted, to enslave, while God used it to liberate. The greatest lie of the modern world is that you are in control. The truth is, most people are slaves to unseen influence, their minds molded by repetition, emotion, and imagery. But the truth also sets free those who seek it. Becoming conscious of the subconscious is the first step to reclaiming sovereignty. You must begin to notice. Notice how certain sounds make you feel. Notice how certain colors shift your mood. Notice which environments drain you and which restore you. The world is a symphony of signals, and you've been dancing to someone else's song. Now it's time to learn your own rhythm again. When you understand that almost everything around you is designed to manipulate, you stop taking it personally and start taking responsibility. You choose what you watch. You choose what you listen to. You choose what energy you surround yourself with. Start by curating your environment. Declutter your space. Remove screens from your morning and night routines. Reduce exposure to corporate media. Play music in 432 Hz. Spend more time in nature. That's God's original frequency. Use color intentionally. Wear calming tones. Design your space with intention. Most importantly, feed your mind with truth daily. Read scripture. Pray. Reflect. Remember Romans 12:2. Be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. The battle for your mind is constant. Every commercial, every social media feed, every corporate slogan, all are fighting for control of your subconscious. But you have the power to reclaim it. You were not born to be a product. You were created to be a vessel, a conscious extension of divine will. So today, choose awareness. Choose to see. Choose to think. Choose to break the spell. Because once you see the invisible architecture of control, you can no longer walk blindly through the illusion. You are not powerless. You are the programmer now. Your subconscious, once their weapon, can become your greatest tool for transformation. This is your invitation to awaken fully, to live with eyes open, and to reclaim your divine sovereignty. The world is designed to weaken you, but God designed you to overcome the world. Be deliberate, be strategic, be awake, and remember, the renewing of your mind is not a one-time event. It's a daily choice. The world wants your attention. Heaven wants your soul. Which one will you feed? If you want to help others like yourself awaken, please like and share this video. I would love to hear what you learned that you previously didn't know. Let me know in the comments. If you are a truth seeker like me, join me in the next video by subscribing to the channel. It's time to stop being a passive bystander in life and take conscious control of your destiny.